morning and welcome to Monday Morning Yoga. This morning, actually, we're going to do a little practice that's going to combat any sitting that you're going to do today. So, we were already a society that sat a lot, and I don't know about you, but I sit so much more now. It's ridiculous. We have some, hip issues from sitting a lot, but a lot of what happens when we sit is we're over a keyboard, we're over a phone, and we get really hunched, we get really closed off. So today we're going to work on opening up our shoulders, our heart, and, so we can just move more. And I'm going to give you a little present that will take you through anytime you feel really tight at your desk. If you work at a desk, or even, you can do this if you drive around a lot, we hunch over a steering wheel too. You can kind of do things when you get out of the car. So we're going to start today in child's pose. So if that works for you. If for any reason it does not work for you, you can be seated, you can lie down. And even in child's pose, you have choices. You can bring your knees wide apart, big toes touch, or you can have your knees closer together. If you are taking child's pose, see if you can get your forehead to touch. If it won't touch, it's early. My head doesn't like to go all the way down early in the morning. I need to move a little bit. So you can put a block, a book, a pillow under your head. And also, depending on how tight you are in the shoulders, you may be able to stretch your arms out really long. Right now, keep your elbows down. Right now, we're not going for a huge stretch. But even if that feels like too much, arms extended out in front of you, you can keep your arms bent closer to your body. Maybe as we breathe, as we settle, you can move the block or not. And then just start to come into your breathing. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Nice, long, deep breaths. Maybe right about now, test out your arms and see if you can walk them out just a little farther. Maybe this time lifting the elbows up, even if it's just for a breath. Just feeling a stretch along with your arms, your shoulders, your back. Two more breaths. On this last breath, flip the palms up. And just feel that's a big difference in what it feels like in your back. It may be a little too much though, depending on your shoulders. Just one more breath with the arms up, with the palms up. And then on your next inhale, we're going to come up onto our hands and knees. So if you were not in child's pose, meet us in hands and knees. Little shoulder opening. So inhale your right arm out to the side. And exhale, bring it through underneath. Thread it under your left arm. And come onto that right shoulder. Let your head come down. If the head does not come down, again, you can put a block under there. Or maybe just ball up your left hand into a fist and put the fist under your head. It gives you just like about 2-3 inches of a little more space. If your hand is not under your head, you can stretch it out long in front of you. You can lift it up. You can bring it to the small of your back. If your neck does feel pretty good this morning, see about pressing your ear into the mat. 3 more breaths. Take an inhale. And your exhale, if your left hand's anywhere other than in front of your face, bring it back to in front of your face. Press into your left hand on the inhale, sweeping the right arm up, up, up. And then exhale, bring it down. Just kind of settle yourself again. Inhale the left arm out. Exhale, sweep it through, weave it through underneath of your right arm, settling onto the shoulder. And then seeing where the side of your neck, how it feels. Again, maybe a block. Maybe the hand gets fisted up under your head. If it's not, then you can stretch the left arm out. The right arm out, excuse me. Or up, or at the small of your back. Two more breaths. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Bring that right hand back down in front of your face. Press in on your inhale and reach your left arm up, up, up. And then exhale, settle into your table for a moment. And then push yourself back so you're sitting in a hero's pose. So first of all, hi, good morning. I didn't introduce myself. If you're new here, my name is Melissa. Welcome. And if you have not been here before and you do not know that I have a broken toe, so actually this feels okay for me. There's some poses I can't do, but my weight isn't really in my toe right now. If this doesn't work for you though, you can sit cross-legged. We'll just be here for just a few breaths, about 10 or so though. So really, if you're uncomfortable now, you're not going to get more comfortable in 5 breaths. So move into a cross-legged position. We're just going to kind of open up our arms again, our shoulders, and our back a little bit. So reach your arms out to the side. Just reach, 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 reach. Opening up as arms are pulling back. And then bring the arms out to goal post. Take a breath. And then exhale. Right arm comes under left. Choices here. You can give yourself a great big hug. This is lovely. You can bring the arms up. Maybe they don't quite touch. Maybe your thumbs hook. Maybe your palms do touch and you're in this full eagle arm pose. And everybody's going to inhale the elbows up. If you've got the hands, you're going to exhale the arms away from your face. And we're going to hold here for 4 more breaths. So when you inhale, remember eagle, elbows up. And when you exhale, palms away. If you've got this hug, you're just focusing on this elbow staying up. 2 more breaths. Take an inhale. And exhale. Inhale, open up. Bring your arms out wide, wide, wide. Pinching your shoulder blades, squeezing them together, and then bring the arms to goal post. And then left arm under right, hug, away, thumbs hook, or palms touch. And everybody inhale, elbows up. Exhale, palms away if you've got them up. And we've got 4 more breaths. Take an inhale and exhale. Inhale, open everything up. And we're going to meet back again in our table. So you might want to give your feet a little pitter patter on the mat. Kind of open up a little bit. And then drop to your forearms. Keeping your hips over your knees. We're going to come into puppy pose. So walk your arms on your forearms out in front of you, dropping your head. But we're not coming, this is not a forearm plank. Don't worry, we'll get to it. I'm not going to forget a forearm plank. It's a combination between dolphin pose, which is down dog on your forearms, and table. So those hips aren't going to move. And if you can, stretch your arms out in front of you and just breathe. Maybe this feels too strong and you back your arms up. That's okay. To be honest, this is one of my least favorite poses. 2 more breaths. And I think it's in the name. I think puppies sound nice and cute and soft. And this doesn't feel like that. So on your inhale, we're going to rock our body forward. Now we're going to come into that forearm plank. And my knees are going to stay down because of my toe. Your knees can also, but make sure your body's nice and long like mine is. The hips are no longer over the knees. They're much more forward. And we're going to breathe. And if you do come up on your toes, you look like that. You can do it with one foot. Three more breaths. Take an inhale. And exhale, drop everything down. Nice and slow though. Knees, belly, chest, chin. And we're going to come into a Sphinx pose. So we're almost there. I think we probably are there. As long as your elbows are under your shoulders. If this feels like a very strong pose, like you cannot maintain it, or it hurts something, try it lowering down, looking straight down, feeling a squeeze in between your shoulder blades. If it feels like it's okay on your lower back, you can push through the forearms and you can look up. And if all of this feels like too much, you can do a cobra pose. Two more breaths. Take an inhale. On your exhale, we're going to lower down. Hands are going to scooch back so they're under your shoulders, forehead down. Inhale, lift just chin and chest. And exhale, come down. Inhale, lift chin and chest. Just moving with the breath. Exhale, come down. One more time. Inhale, lift chin and chest. Come down. Push yourself into a table. And then into a down dog. So curl your toes, lift your hips up into a down dog. So you're shaped like an upside down V. And when you get there, you can pedal, you can sway, you can make any movements here. And breathe. On your next exhale, try to find some stillness. On your next inhale, come up onto your tippy toes. And exhale, come back down. Inhale, tiptoes. And exhale, come down. This time, come up onto your tiptoes. Look at your hands. Tiptoe your feet towards your hands for as long as you can. And then you'll put your whole foot down and you'll just walk up to the top of your mat. When you get there, separate your feet. Let everything hang. Let your head hang. Shake it no and yes. You can let your arms dangle or you can grab opposite elbows. Just 2 more breaths. Release anything you're holding on to. And then on an inhale, start to slowly roll up. Take your time. Head comes up last, and then when it does, sweep your arms up overhead. Maybe you take a little peek up at your hands. Not a back bend, but just a peek up. And then bring your hands to your heart. and down at your side. So here's the little gift that I'm going to give you. So I'm going to do this with a strap and without to show you how you can do it with a strap and without. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a belt, you can use a tie. But this is great to do. So if you do not know the 20-20-20 rule for like a lot of computer work, a lot of eye strain work, every 20 minutes you should look 20 feet away for 20 seconds. And while you're doing that, you can do this. So you're going to take the strap wider than your shoulders, and you may, once we get into it, get a little closer in or get a little farther apart. And don't worry if you don't have a strap, because in a minute I'm going to do it without the strap. And then on your inhale, you're going to reach your arms up. And then exhale, you're going to roll that strap behind you. Woo! It felt like it was too much. Again, farther apart or closer together. Inhale, coming back up. So if you've got a strap by you and you're using it, keep going ahead and using it. If you do not have a strap, you're just going to reach your arms up and out. You're going to make like light little fists just to simulate holding something, but not strong fists. No nails are digging into your palms. And the only difference without the strap is your arms are just going to naturally go a little farther apart, but you are still getting that opening in your shoulder. You're getting that opening in your heart. You're getting a stretch and a squeeze through your back rather than it being hunched over. Really, this is they all are, but this is an awesome stretch, and you could just do it at your desk for 20 seconds. And we'll just do it 1 or 2 more times. Last time. And then relax your hands. If you have that strap, just toss it aside. We won't be using it again. And then give your shoulders a little roll. And then step to the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep your arms up, palms touch. Exhale, hands through heart center and fold. Inhale, flat back, squeeze those shoulder blades. Exhale, fold. Inhale, squeeze, flat back. Exhale, fold. 2 more times. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank, or plank with your knees down. Take a breath here, 2 more, nice and strong. Take an inhale, and then exhale, lower all the way down. We're coming all the way down, but nice and slow onto your belly. Take your right ankle and cross it over your left. And then take an inhale, lift your chin, your chest, your arms, and your legs. But your legs are crossed. And breathe. Two more breaths. Take an inhale. Exhale, come all the way down. Uncross the ankles. Come into a rest pose for a couple breaths. So arms are long, palms up. Toes touch, heels fall open. Look to the right. Make sure your shoulders are not climbing up into your ears. Turn your chin center, hands back under your shoulders. Cross your left ankle over your right. So opposite from whatever you did last time. And then inhale, lift your chin and chest. Exhale, lift your arms and your legs. And breathe. Two more. Exhale, touch all the way down. Rest pose again, just for a couple breaths. So arms long, palms up. Toes touch, heels fall open. Inhale, turn back center. You can push yourself into a table, or you can go right into a plank. So you can, if you feel like testing yourself a little bit, pushing yourself into a plank, and then coming back into a down dog from wherever you are. You can do this from table, you can do it from plank. Take a couple breaths here in your down dog. Sorry. I just realized I don't have this light on. I hope you can see. Oh, I do have the light on. All right, inhale, lift the right leg up. Reach it up high, bend the knee, fan the hip open. Breathe, breathe, breathe. So opening up toward the right side of your mat. Keep breathing. 2 more breaths. Take an inhale and exhale. Inhale, straighten the leg back up behind you. And then exhale, reach it through in between your hands. You can drag it up there if it won't go. Turn the back foot down and rise up into your warrior one. So arms reach up, nice bend in this front knee. And breathe. Now at this point you might say, oh, Melissa, my shoulders are really tired. And you do not have to do this next part with your arms. But if you would like to, you're going to take your arms and clasp them behind your back. Just roll your shoulders down your back and pull straight down. Wiggle walk your right foot over a couple of inches. Take an inhale, puff out that chest. Exhale, come to a flat back where you can stay and hang out. Or you can keep folding. Fist lifts off your back. If anything at all touches your right leg, it is your right shoulder. It's not your belly, it's not your chest. They're on the inside. And you're breathing. Two more breaths. Take an inhale. And then exhale. Listen, challenge, keep the fist. And inhale, rise up just halfway. Wiggle walk that foot back in toward the center. Inhale, rise up the rest of the way. And then lean into that right foot. Bring the left foot in front. Cross the left ankle over the right knee and sit down. So this is standing pigeon. And if you're like, that's crazy, I'm letting go, let go. Bring your hands elsewhere. Got a piece of furniture here like I do. You can even hold on to it. And breathe. See if you can sit down a little more. So a friend of mine told me she has knee issues and has trouble with this pose. If that's the case, you could be doing tree pose. 2 more breaths here. Take an inhale. Exhale, step back long with that left foot. Drop the knee. Let's hold in this low runner's lunge just for a moment. And maybe your knee's not dropped, but I have to drop my knee. And now step back, take a vinyasa, or go right to down dog. So your vinyasa is your high plank to low, to heart opener, to down dog, or table, or maybe you want to take a couple breaths in child's pose. Okay, we'll all meet back in our down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up, bend the knee, fan the hip open. Opening up as much as you can. Breathing, both hands are staying flat. Your right foot's not doing much, just hanging out there. 2 more breaths. Take an inhale. Let it go. Inhale, come back, bring that leg to center. Exhale, bring it through in between your hands, using your core to get it up there or your hand. Turn your back foot down. Inhale, rise up into your warrior one. Make sure those shoulders are relaxed. You can even lower your arms if your shoulders are bothering you. Lots of choices. Take another breath here. And then if you're going to take that hand clasp again, just move every finger over one so you're holding your own hand the weird way. And wiggle walk your left foot over a couple of inches. Nice and tall. Pull that fist straight down right now. If you've got it. If you don't, that's fine. And then exhale, come to a flat back where you can stay or you can keep folding. That fist comes off of you. If you don't have the fist, your hands are just reaching down to the mat. And breathe. So this morning my shoulders actually feel okay. They're often tight, but my hands are very sweaty. So it's hard to keep your hands clasped and pulling when they're sweaty and pulling apart. 3 more breaths. Take an inhale. And then exhale. Inhale, rise up. Keep the hands if you want the challenge. Wiggle walk that left foot back toward the middle. Lean into it. And then inhale. Sweep the right leg up and over. Right ankle on the left knee. And sit down in your standing pigeon. Breathe. You might find your balance is better on one side than the other. Totally normal. Even if you don't have a broken toe. I think everybody I know should get a nickel every time I say the words broken toe. They'd be rich. 2 more breaths. Take an inhale. Exhale, sweep that right leg behind you as your hands come down, knee up or down. And hold in this low runner's lunge just for a couple breaths. And then step back, high plank, low plank, heart opener, down dog, or just right to down dog. And we're going to take a child's pose here. So child's pose, knees together or apart. Take a couple of breaths. Inhale, look up at your hands. I'm sorry, we meet back in down dog first. Then look up at your hands. Walk, hop, or float your feet to your hands. Come right into a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Palms touch overhead. Maybe a back bend this time. Skip it if it doesn't feel good. Hands at your heart and down at your side. And just hold and breathe. Nice, tall, long from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Feel yourself stretch. Be a little taller this morning. Now we're going to come into chair pose. So inhale, bring the arms up. Sit the seat down in your imaginary chair. and breathe. I'm gonna bring my hands a little lower. My shoulders are probably done for the day, mostly. We have one awesome shoulder stretch coming up. So I'm gonna hold it for them. I'm gonna save it for that. All right, so here's your big challenge for this morning, and you may want to separate your feet a little wider than you usually do in chair. You're gonna take an inhale, and you're gonna exhale, sit down. And take an inhale, exhale, sit lower. Inhale, exhale, sit. Got one more in you? Inhale, exhale, sit. Let your hands catch you if you don't have so much control. And we're gonna meet right in our boat pose. So breathe, reaching your arms out long or having them behind you to maintain that long spine if you need it there, or behind your legs is another option. And breathe here. Two more breaths. Take an inhale. Exhale, cross right ankle over left. Just let yourself relax down, hugging your knees in. Head relaxes, maybe a couple little shoulder or neck rolls. Inhale, come back up. One more boat pose. Hands behind you or again, someplace else, wherever it works for you. Leaning back and lift your legs. So I didn't say this on the other side. You may be one of these straight-legged people. That's okay. Do that. You may be like, oh my gosh, I can't keep my legs at 90 degrees. Then they're lower. Maybe only one foot comes up at a time. That's okay. You're going to find you're working your core no matter what you're doing with your legs. If you don't find you're working your core, you might have to move your legs someplace else. Maybe that's lower. It's not always higher. One more breath. And then sitting up, left ankle over right, hug the knees and drop the head. We tend to think the harder it is for us to do a pose, the more we're getting out of it. But particularly for boat, you may be working your hip flexors and not your core. And boat is not for the hip flexors. We do lots of other things for the hip flexors. So if you're feeling it, if you want to look up at me for a minute, if you're feeling it where your leg joins into your body, that's your hip flexor. If you're feeling it there, you might feel it a little bit there, but you want to feel it in your belly. It's a core pose. All right, so we're going to do a reverse tabletop. We're only going to do one, so if you love reverse plank, you can go ahead and do that. It's the same thing, just with your legs extended. So knees are bent, feet on the mat, hands behind you, and then take an inhale and lift up like you're a table. So you're going to feel this in your shoulders again, and I want you to push up, push your glutes up so that you are a table. Your head can be looking straight ahead, it can look up at the ceiling, it could hang back if your neck's okay. And we're going to hold for 3 more breaths. Inhale. And then exhale, sit down. Again, just drape yourself over both legs. Stretch your legs out long. We're going to go do one fold over both legs. Then we're going to actually roll over onto our bellies. So inhale your arms up. And then exhale, fold down over your legs. So my forward folds are a lot deeper at night than they are in the morning. If that's you, don't, beat yourself up. Morning yoga is very challenging. Monday morning yoga is super challenging. Anybody that shows up for Monday morning yoga is starting their week off so great. 2 more breaths. And then inhale, work yourself up. You have a choice. You can lie down and literally just roll over, or you can cross-seat your ankles or swing your legs around and come onto hands and knees and then work your way onto your belly. However you want to get there. It's your mat, it's your home, nobody cares. So we're going to do, excuse me, 2 rounds of bow pulling pose, which means if you want to only work one leg at a time, you can just do one leg at a time. I'm going to do one leg at a time, so I'm going to show you what both legs look like. Bend the knees, reach back, and see if you can grab anything. If you can grab nothing at all and you want to do, 2 legs at once, then that's actually a little harder because you have to lift your legs with your own force. You're not pulling with your arms. And you're just going to be lifting up and pulling back. And maybe you are holding, I can't grab anything this morning, so I'm not going to. So I'm going to do one leg at a time, though. If you want to do one leg at a time, reach back for one of your legs. I'm going to do right first. Right foot, right ankle. Is it different? It's funny, just when you're only reaching for one leg, there it is. When you're trying to get 2, it can be harder. And inhale, stretch your left arm out long in front of you. Lift your chin and your chest, and then lift that right leg up. The left hand can be out in front of you, pressed down for some opposing leverage in this pose. And breathe. If you've got both legs or you're pretending to, you're just holding on for 3 more breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, come all the way down. We're going to go right to the other side. So if you're doing both legs, you're just going to take a rest, give yourself a little jiggle and do it again. If you're doing the other side, you're going to bend the left leg or the other leg, reach back with your left hand. Right hand's going to extend in front of you, palm pressing down. Then take an inhale, lift chin and chest. Exhale, lift your leg. And breathe. We have 3 more breaths. Take an inhale. And then exhale, come all the way down. Bend the elbows back in. Give yourself a little wiggle, a little shake. Okay, we're going to do one of my favorite shoulder openers. I'm going to come a little diagonal because I don't have a lot of space here. Oh well. Okay, now you're going to take your right arm out to the side. You're going to keep your left fingers tented up under your left shoulders, at least for now. You're going to roll toward that right arm. You're going to bend the left leg and bring the foot flat on the mat in front of the right leg or behind it. And at this point, if you want to lift the left arm up, it can be straight up. It can reach back toward the right hand. Some people I know can touch their hands together. It's fine if you cannot. And breathe. So everything we did in this pose to get into it, each step got us deeper. If this feels too deep, you'll come back a step. Maybe you shouldn't have lifted your arm. Maybe the leg should not have come behind the leg. And you're just going to breathe here. 3 more breaths. And then bring the hand back in front of your face if it's not already there. Come back just as you got into it. So slowly start to roll back, straighten that leg. And we're back on our bellies. Take a breath just for a moment. So you put one hand on top of the other, forehead on top of that. This is called crocodile pose. It's actually a pose in yoga. If you can just notice your low back, there's a little bit of extension there. This is probably the smallest back bend that we can do, but it is a back bend. So just take another breath here. And then you're going to extend your left arm out to the side. Right fingers tent up under your shoulder. And then start to roll toward the left side. Bend the right leg, foot on the mat in front of the straight leg or behind it. Hand can stay down or you can lift it up, reach it back. Breathe. Take 3 more breaths. You can inhale. Exhale, bring your right fingers back in front of your face and slowly roll back. Just give yourself a little wiggle, a little shake. And again, we're coming onto our back, so you can just roll right over. And there you are, and you're ready for your Shavasana. If you feel like there's a pose you need to get in before you begin your Shavasana so that you can completely rest, go ahead and do that. And when you're ready, take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, let it go. And take and enjoy your rest. Start to take some deeper breaths and make small movements, wiggle, turn, bend. Whenever you feel ready, bring your knees into your chest and roll onto your right side. Using your hand as leverage, push yourself up into a seated position. Bring your hands into your heart. May we have peace in our hearts and in our homes, peace in our communities and in our lands, and peace throughout the world. Bring your thumbs up to the space in between your eyebrows, and as we end our practice, we bow our heads and say namaste. Namaste. Thank you for showing up this morning for yourself. You will thank you later. And don't forget your homework. Not your homework, your gift. Have a great weekend, or have a great week. Bye.